Hi guys, welcome back. So in this video we'll just quickly go through some of the trades that we can take in the upcoming week. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the very first one, that's tqqq, which is a triple leverage Nasdaq ETF. So we're looking at the 4-hour chart. We're currently at $17.95. So I'm just gonna go down to a lower time frame. So when I go here, I can clearly see that it's testing the 200 MA, which is the white line. It's testing the 200-day moving average. It can act as a potential area of resistance, but I'm not gonna take a trade there because the risk to reward ratio there wouldn't be that optimal. So what I'm gonna do is it's either gonna go all the way up, test this level of resistance somewhere around here. So if it does, what I'm looking to do is take a short trade. If it does basically bounce back and reverse, so I'm just going to draw that. So we're here, it could potentially just go up, could do a small reversal and test these areas, and the second it puts in a lower low and a higher low, I'm gonna get in and then basically take my profit somewhere before this area of support, so somewhere around here. That's one of the potential areas that I could take my profits on. Another thing is, the other scenario would be this becomes bullish and it continues to go up. So in that case, what I would do is I'm just gonna get rid of this one here. Okay, in that scenario, what we would do is it's gonna basically make higher highs and higher lows into this area, consolidate somewhere here. It could break up, test this, and then go up. If that's the case, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you here. I'm gonna take this trade over here. So go long at that retest of the support level and then buy in, put my stop loss below, somewhere around, I would say below this potential level of support. So somewhere here to be safe, and basically hold my trade until it basically retries, hold my trade until it either reverses the trend, which is basically a lower low or a lower high, or what I would do is I would take my profits before this area of resistance, so somewhere around here. That's one of the things that I would be looking for. So that has a risk to reward ratio of 3, means for every dollar I risk, I make $3 back. One of the other things is, I'm just gonna get rid of that. So it's also going to test this 20 MA over here. If it does break out above that, that's gonna be a bullish indicator for me. So that means I would have a long bias. So this trade right here, just ignore that for now. That's if it does reverse, that's another area that I would get in from. But right now, it's either this or that. So basically, if it shows a bullish power over here, then I would take this trade. If it shows a bearish, which is a sellers being in control indication over here, then I would take a short trade. So that's tqqq. Moving on to Apple. So with Apple, I can clearly see that it's testing one of the most significant areas of support. So because Apple is a very strong stock and it has outperformed most of the stocks this year, what I would do is I would long it, but it has to give me an indication of uptrend or a reversal where the buyers are in control. If it does show that, I'm gonna get in somewhere around 139, stop loss below this area of potential support, so that would be at 133, and take profits before that level of resistance at 172. So this area, I wouldn't hold my trade too long because it could fail to meet that same level of resistance. It could basically turn around somewhere here. So that's one of the things I'm taking. One of the main things is I need confirmation that the buyers are in control, and also the inflation numbers are coming out this Wednesday, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that. If it does come in better than expected, that's a bullish indicator. If it comes worse than expected, that's a bearish. So one of my trades, these trades are very, very dependent on that inflation report and how the market reacts to it as well. So these are just my opinions. This could go either way, but we're prepared for both the sides, especially when it comes to tqqq. But for Apple, I'm not going to take that short trade. So moving on, another trade that I'm willing to take is AMZN. So I can see that there is a bit of a support area somewhere around here. So currently it's in a support area, and it's also very oversold, as you can see from here. It's at 30. Could there be further downside? Absolutely, there could be, but it is oversold and it has been selling off for the last couple of days. Once again, that doesn't mean that it has to reverse. It could sell off a bit more, but since it's a bit oversold, I'm a bit bearishly biased at this moment, at least for a very short term period. So what I would do is I would get in around that support level once I get a bullish confirmation. So that would be a higher high or a higher low. I would get in and take profits before this potential area of support, or before it touches the 200 moving average. So it's a decent trade. Risk to reward ratio is for the 4.23, meaning for every dollar I invested, I can potentially make $4 back. That's another good trade. And once again, remember, inflation data is coming out, so be careful of that. And the next one would be crypto. So with crypto, one of the main things that I would like to trade is Ethereum. Okay, so with Ethereum, I can see that this has been a area of support, previous support, and price is basically willing to retest that area. So it's moving towards that area of previous support, which can potentially turn into resistance. It has turned into resistance over here. So if I'm drawing that out, it could basically test this area, just consolidate over there. And if we get a bad inflation print, that would mean a downside. But once again, I'm not too sure whether it's gonna do downside because of how the market reacts to the inflation data, because it could go either way. Our job is risk management. Regardless of the trend, we have to make sure that our money is safe. So that's one of the key things as well. Okay, with Ethereum, I can see that this area has been a level of support, previous support, and then here it has turned into resistance, and price is basically trying to reach that area of resistance. So, and it is looking a bit on the overbought side. So I would naturally be inclined to take a short trade over here. I wouldn't set the stop loss that high. Stop loss would be somewhere around here, above this area, because it's potentially a head and shoulders somewhere around here. But I would take my profits. I wouldn't let it run that far because markets are volatile at the moment. So potentially take profits before this area of consolidation, or as soon as it makes a reversal of trend, which is a higher high or a higher low. So the trend we want is a downside or a downfall, which is lower highs and lower lows. The second it makes a higher high or higher low, I would basically get out, because that would indicate a reversal of the trend. So that's Ethereum. And the last one would be Cardano. So that is a cryptocurrency as well, and I can see that it's been clearly selling off for the last, since September, since August. So it's been selling off. It has basically bounced over here. It's now testing this area of support, previous support. It's now testing this area of previous support, which can turn into resistance. Normally it does happen, but it doesn't have to happen always. Okay, so what I would do is I would naturally be inclined to basically short this market. So what I'm looking for is a indication that it is a downtrend. Right now it's just range trading over here. So what I would do is, as soon as it makes a lower high or a lower low, that is a bearish indicator, meaning for short selling that is good. So I would enter somewhere around here. Once it does give me confirmation, stop loss would be above this area, somewhere around here, because I can see that there's potential support over here. So my stop loss would be here at 0.45. Downside, I would take my profit somewhere around here at 37 cents. So not a bad trade, $2.65. One main thing that I have to do is risk management. So I'm only going to be risking 1% of my portfolio. So Right now, I'm doing a challenge where I'm starting to trade with $1,000. So 1% of $1,000 is just $10. That would be my maximum risk. 1% risk, and the return could be anything, as long as it makes sense to me. So that's about it. Those are the 5 trades that I'm looking out for this week. We'll see how it progresses. I will provide an update next week. And yeah, hope you make the best out of this recession or this bearish period, because there's a lot of money to be made here. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Have a good one, guys. Also, not financial advice. These are the trades that I am taking. Thank you. Bye.